I read from the book of John chapter 4, 36 to 38, and the book of Galatians chapter 6, 7 to 8 together. So that the sower and the reaper may be glad together. In the saying that one sows, another reaps is true. I sent you to reap that which you did not sow. Others have done the hard labor. You have come to reap the benefits of their labor. And from Galatians chapter 6, from verses 7 and 8, and it says, "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. A man reaps whatsoever he sows. One sows to the sinful nature, and from the sinful nature reaps corruption, destruction. Another sows in the Spirit, and from the Spirit reaps eternal life." So one sows so that the sower and the reaper may be glad together. God brings the two together. The person giving and the person receiving, God always brings them together. If not, the process will not be complete. And they both will be glad. The person giving will be glad. The person receiving is also happy. It's also, and that is the way God is seeing giving and receiving. That is the way God is seeing sowing and reaping. The two must share in the glory. They must share in the joy. When you are giving, you are supposed to be humble. Giving is a time of humility. You bear the very character of God. God is always humble. Jesus, he humbled himself unto death. He will give you that humility. He is compassionate. He is humble. So giving is a time to be humble. It's a time you give with humility. You humble yourself. Not the way the world people are giving. When the people of the world are giving, they are so pompous, so full of themselves, so egoistic. They want to prove that, yeah, they are giving. But when you are giving in the Spirit, you are humble. When you are sowing, you are bending down. You bend down to sow. You bend down yourself to sow. That is when it is being done in the Spirit. When you humble yourself, you get blessed. When you humble yourself, when you are giving, you get blessed. But when you are arrogant, you are pompous, you have robbed yourself of the blessing. Because what? God resists the proud and he gives grace to the humble. Giving is a time of humility. Sowing is a time of humility. And you do it in faith, depending on God. Anything that is not done in faith is a sin. Anything that is not done in the Spirit is a sin. You do your giving in humility, in faith, and depending on God, who alone can give the increase, who alone can bring the blessing back to you. When you are sowing, you depend on God for rain. You depend on God for the what you have sown to grow up and to become fruitful. You depend on God. It is God that gives the increase. You depend upon him to bless it, to make it rewarding to you. Because you cannot do it in your own power. It's not by might, not by power, but by my Spirit. You do it in faith. You do it with humility, which are spiritual. Faith is spiritual. Humility is spiritual. Dependence on God is spiritual. Then it flows into you. I tell you, whatever you sow, you reap, whether good or bad. One sows in the flesh to the sinful nature. He sows in the flesh, that is, to the sinful nature. And from the sinful nature, he reaps destruction. If you are not giving in the spirit, if you are not coming back to you, we destroy you. The pride will destroy you. Pride, because what? God will resist you. He resists the proud. So when you are giving and you are not giving in the spirit, you are not giving with humility, you are not giving in love, you are not giving with faith, you are not giving depending on God, God will resist you. And that resistance destroys. Because you are robbing God of the glory that belongs to him. And when you keep robbing God, you are robbing yourself to destruction. One sows to the sinful nature, and from the sinful nature is what is destruction. Go and review your sense of giving. Giving is not time for prayer to be arrogant, to be pompous, to be full of yourself. Giving is the time to humble yourself so that you can be blessed. You see the reason why many times you give and you are not being blessed. And because you have not walked by the word. You are not giving in agreement with the word. You are not giving in humility. You want to be seen. Yeah? You even make some signs so that people will know that you are giving. You will draw attention to yourself. Instead of giving the attention to God, you will draw attention to yourself to make people know that yet you are doing something. You are giving to people. You are this, you are that. You want to prove that you are the one doing it, not God giving through you. Is there anything you have that does not come from God? Is there anything you that you did not receive? All that we have, we receive it. We came to this world with nothing. Therefore, all that I have, I receive it. It comes through people. In one way or the other. Make sow in faith. When you sow with humility, when you sow depending on God, I tell you, you are guaranteed. Your giving is guaranteed. It will surely come back to you in bountiful folds, in many blessings to your life. It brings you increase, multiply you, open new door, fresh door, gives you breakthrough. It heals you. That is the giving that is in agreement with the word, and it blesses you. Have you been giving in the spirit, in faith, depending on God, with humility? Or you've been giving through the flesh? Through the flesh is not profitable. The spirit that what has life to give you.
Lord, I want to see